Hi, Grace Community Church family. It's good to come to you today on Friday, July the 12th. Just about a week from now, we'll be reopening and regathering for worship on site and in person here at 212 Peach Bottom Road. There are just a couple of things that I want you to know about our reopening and regathering plans. First of all, they have been developed together. And what I mean by that is that we have not developed these in a silo or in a vacuum. Mike Sigmund didn't write them, and Mike Sigmund and one or two other pastors didn't write them. Actually, we've consulted with pastors within the Willow Street Lampeter Ministerium and around Lancaster County. You will find, as you read our reopening and regathering plans, that there are a lot of similarities among churches here in the county. That's because we've chosen to pray together and to work together and to share resources with each other. There's also been a togetherness right here in Grace Community Church, and I am so grateful for our pastoral team, for our entire ministry staff, for our ministry council, for the health team of healthcare professionals from Grace Community Church, and for the many, many volunteers who have worked together to bring about the plans and ultimately the reality of regathering. So this has been a work that is together. Secondly, it's been a hard work. Shout out to our pastoral team. About 3 weeks ago, I said to our pastoral team, listen, whatever you're doing now, keep doing. The ministries that God has entrusted to you in the areas that you're responsible for ministry at Grace Community Church, keep doing them. Keep doing them full time, but be prepared over the next several weeks to add 5, 10, 15 hours to your week, because we have to add to our regular ministry the work of reopening and regathering. And our team has done that. They have worked very hard, and they are working hard for you and for the glory of God, so that Grace Community Church is able to come back together, reopen, and regather. Now, the last thing that I want to say to you about regathering is that as you read over the documents, and especially the regathering guide, I guarantee you that there will be 1 or 2 or 3 points where you'll say, well, I'm not so sure about that. I'm not sure that I agree with that. And we fully understand that. In fact, it would be absolutely impossible to produce a regathering guide or a reopening plan that would meet the criteria and the vision and the needs of every single person who is part of Grace Community Church. So we're not asking you to agree to every detail. We're simply asking you to be united together toward this one goal, and that goal is the reopening and the regathering of Grace Community Church. Listen, we need to start somewhere. And so when you read the regathering guides, this is where we're starting. And we're starting there so that we have a vision of ultimately the full reopening and the regathering of our congregation. It's interesting. I just realized the other day that this is the weekend that celebrates the 34th anniversary of my entrance into full-time pastoral ministry. The actual date of the very first Sunday that I preached as a full-time pastor was June 15th, 1986. So it took me about 30 seconds, and I was able to find the first bulletin that was produced, and it has in here the introduction of Pastor Sigmund and his soon-to-be Mrs. Sigmund. We were actually beginning ministry about 2 weeks prior to our marriage. We commuted on Sundays down to Baltimore for me to be able to preach. And then I found my first sermon. And I was amazed, because as I was looking for this sermon, I thought, there will be nothing here of relevance. Why am I looking for this? And then I pulled out my first sermon from 34 years ago. And the title was Faithfulness, a Way of Living. And in that sermon, I said this: we come to you today asking but one thing from you, faithfulness to the Lord in all things. We are confident that as we submit to the Lord and are faithful to him in all things, this church and you as individuals will be used to extend his kingdom, to help people know and follow Jesus. I'm asking you to join me. I'm asking you to do what you can with what you have to help make the reality of reopening and regathering a reality that is full of God's blessing and marked by God's grace. If you are not able to regather at this point in time, then we encourage you to continue to join us online. GCC Anywhere isn't going anywhere. It is very much a part of who we are. And we encourage you to tune in on Saturday at 6, Sunday 8, 9, 15, 11, and fully worship. As folks are here and you are there, we will worship together as one body called Grace Community Church of Willow Street. But if you are able, I invite you, be faithful, along with the team that's here, come back, let's regather, and let's watch God do amazing work. Actually, let me say this. Let's watch him continue to do amazing work in our midst. Know that I love you, know that I'm praying for you, and know that I look forward to seeing you.